All right, so when you are graphing inequalities, if there is a less than symbol, you are going to have an open circle. So we're just going to draw that. And then the arrow is going to point to the left. So on the number line, bless you, you're going to have an open circle, and it's going to point to the left. Okay? If you have a greater than symbol, you are still going to have an open circle, but if it's greater than, what direction is it going to go? Yep, it's going to go to the right. What? Yes, so that's something we're going to talk about as well. So you can see here this symbol is the same as this part of the arrow. Same thing with the greater than. See how this is the direction of the arrow there? That's great that you noticed that. It's going to happen anytime the variable's in a certain place. Now, do we know what happens to the circle if it is equal to? Yeah, good. Okay, so you're going to have a closed circle. Bless you. And anytime it's less than, it's going to go to the left. And anytime it's greater than, it's going to go to the right. So we still have a closed circle. And it's going to go to the right. Okay, so less than, left. That's how I remember it as well. If it's less than, it's going to go to the left because they both start with an L. And then I know if it's greater than, it's going to go to the right. Oh yeah, yep, the second letter's the R. Great. Okay, so we're going to use that to help us with graphing and writing inequalities. So we can just box this in. An inequality, okay, is a statement where they're not equal. So we've been dealing with equations a lot. Okay, an inequality means that they're either greater than or less than. Okay, and when I learned this, my teacher taught me about how the alligator eats the bigger number. Is that something you guys learned as well? Yeah. About the alligator? Okay, so you have the equal to. Okay, and then this symbol here, we're not going to be graphing that symbol, but this does mean that those are not equal. Okay, so if you have an equal sign with a line through it, okay, that's what this is. If you have an equal sign with a line through it, they are not equal. Okay, and then your solution is any value that makes it true. So remember with equations, when we were solving for x, we would have one solution, but with inequalities, there's an infinite amount of solutions. So there's many, many, many solutions. There are lots of numbers that will make these true. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is describe the solution. It says, example 1, describe the solution in words. Okay, so the first step is going to be to solve this equation. And you really can treat this like an equal sign. If this was an equal sign, then from both sides we'd have to, do you guys want to tell me? How would you remove the 2 from the P? Divide. So we divide both sides by 2. Okay, so this is the solution, and now we're going to describe it in words, okay? So in words, this means that P is, and then see how the alligator's eating the P, the bigger one? So P is greater than 4. And that's going to be your final answer. Okay, so I want you to do the first step for part B. So I want you to solve that for M. And again, you can treat that like an equal sign. Okay, does anybody want to tell me what you'd have to do to get M by itself? Yeah, subtract both sides. So when you subtract, you're going to subtract the 5. So you're going to do minus 5 from both sides. So this is very similar to what we did with the equal sign, okay? 1 minus 5 is negative 4. Keep this sign the same, okay? And then here you would just have M. Okay, now when you are solving, okay, we really want the variable on the left side. So if we do that, if I want to put M on this side, all I have to do is flip the sign. Okay, so see on this one, the alligator is eating the M. When I move it to this side, it's still eating the bigger value. Okay, so this is going to be your solution. And when you have it like this, it's a little easier to put into words because you can start with the variable. All right, so yeah, so we would say M is, and then what's this symbol? Is it greater than or less than? Greater than. Yep, greater than, equal to, negative 4. And that would be your final answer. Yeah. For this one. I like that. Okay, so when you are graphing all of the solutions on your number line, this textbook shows it like this, but this is kind of hard to see, so bless you. When we graph these, I'm going to have you put the open circle above so that we can see it, and you're going to graph it like this. Oh, well, hopefully your line will be a little straighter. Mine took a turn there. Okay, so this is exactly what we just talked about before. So if you are graphing and x is less than, okay, then it's going to be going to the left. And what type of circle do you have? For less than, you have open or closed? Open. Okay, so this is your less than, and then we just talked about your arrow, okay, is going to be in this direction if your variable is on the left. Okay, so we want the variable on the left. If it is greater than, you still have an open circle, but now it's going to be faced towards the right. All right, so we're just going to pay attention to the signs here. If it's equal to, then that just means your circles are closed. So this one would be closed, and this one would be closed. Anytime you have the equal to. Okay, so let's just take a minute to look at those different patterns and how they appear. So if it's less than, you're going to the left.